Good afternoon, algebra students. Today we're going to be going over the Unit 3 review. So go ahead and open your Unit 3 packet. Hopefully you've done the rest of the packet up to this point. And just whatever I write down, you should write down. And just pay attention to everything I'm saying and the explanations. And everything I say that you need to write down, you need to write down. So with that, let me go ahead and present my screen here. And let's go ahead and start working on it. So let's on the first problem here, and the review starts on page 75. So it says Norman was given the following word problem. Mike is twice as old as his sister. Together their ages add up to 30. How old are Mike and his sister? Norman decided to let the sister's age be X and Mike's age be X plus 2. He then wrote the equation X plus 2, so that's the sister's age plus Mike's age, equals 30. Show Norman how to set up and solve the problem correctly. So Norman did not do it correctly because it says Mike is twice as old as his sister. So that doesn't mean plus 2. That means times 2. So if you let the sister's age be X, then Mike's age will be 2X. And together their ages add up to 30. So then we would solve for X here. So X plus 2X, that's 3X. Equals 30. Then to solve for X, we divide by 3 on both sides. So that'll give you X equals 10. Now, what does that tell us? So X is his sister's age, Norman's sister's. Mike's sister's age is 10, but Mike is twice as old. So if the sister's age is 10, then Mike would be 20. So Mike is 20. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and complete that in a complete sentence and say Mike is 20 years old in this case, and his sister is only 10. Notice that Mike is twice as old as his sister. That's true. 10 is twice as much as 20. And together their ages add up to 30. That's true as well. Okay. Andrea was given the following equation to solve. 5x minus 2 equals 2x plus 7. She decided to combine the 5x and 2x on the left side, leaving her with 7x minus 2 equals 7. So you could see what Andrea did on, this is a mistake, by the way. She added the 2x and the 5x, and then she got 7x, right? So that's actually wrong. You don't want to do that. And the reason why you can't do that is because they are on different sides of the equation. So explain to Andrea in your own words the minor error she made by combining 5x and 2x to make 7x in this situation, and show clearly how you would solve the problem. So her problem, and you would want to say this in a sentence, is basically how I explained, that she cannot combine the 5x and 2x because they are on opposite sides of the equation. Now, the correct way you'd want to solve it is you do want to combine the x's, but the way you do it is in order to cancel these 2x on the right side, what you're going to have to do is subtract 2x, and that cancels it. So we're going to subtract 2x on the other side as well. And that gives us that 3x minus 2 equals 7. Then we add 2 to both sides. We're trying to get x by itself, right? So that'll give us 3x equals 9. Lastly, we divide by 3 on both sides in order to get x by itself. So that'll give us that x equals, and you're left with 3. So that should be your final answer there. Use the reciprocal relationship between multiplication and division to solve for x in the following questions. Well, only these two are solving for x, but basically we're going to be multiplying a fraction times a whole number. So the way you would do that is you take the whole number, you multiply by the top and divide by the bottom. So 9 times 1, and then divided by 3. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay. 16. See if you could do this one on your own. I'll leave you to do that. Similarly, if I'm doing this one, 25 times 2, that's 50. 50 divided by 5 is 10. See if you can do this one on your own. Next, I'm going to show you how to solve for x like this. So when you see like 1/5 of x equals 10, so 1/5 of something gives me 10. The way you can get rid of this 1/5 is by multiplying by its reciprocal. So its reciprocal is 5/1. That cancels the fraction, leaving us with just x. But if we multiply this side times 5/1, then we multiply this side times 5/1. 10 times 5 divided by 1, well, that's 50. Okay. And you could always double check by plugging it back into the original. 1/5 times 50 should give you 10. See if you can follow that example and try this last one on your own. Question 4. The length of a rectangle is 6 centimeters longer than its width. So I'm going to draw a rectangle here. And here, this is going to be the length, and this is going to be the width. Okay. It says the length of the rectangle is 6 centimeters longer than the width. So I'm going to let the width be x, and the length is 6 centimeters longer. So it's x plus 6. The perimeter of the rectangle, the distance all around 4 sides, is 32. So if I go around the entire outside of the rectangle, that gives you a perimeter of 32. So what would that equation look like? Well, if I walked around this entire rectangle, you'd have to walk the width, then the length, then the width again, then the length again. Then you've gone around, right? So the top length is the same as the bottom length though, right? So this would be x plus 6 here as well, and then x over here. These are the same. So around the entire perimeter, it would be, let's go ahead and add these together. So x plus 6 plus another x plus another x plus 6 gives you a total perimeter of 32. Now we can combine like terms over here on the left side. So we have 4x's plus 12, adding those 6's together, equals 32. So for our equation, let's go ahead and put that as our equation. So 4x plus 12 equals 32. Now we want to go ahead and solve for x here. So if I wanted to solve for x, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my equation up here. What do you think we should do first to solve for x? Well, hopefully you see you'd subtract 12 on both sides of the equation. That will leave you with 4x on the left equals 32 minus 12. That's 20. Then, to get x by itself, you would divide by 4. Whatever you do on the left side, you do on the right. That gives you that x equals 5. So x equals 5, that tells us the width, right? Because we put x as the width. So the width is 5. And the length is 6 more than that. So that's x plus 6, and x is 5, right? So that would be 11. Notice that the length is 6 more than the width, right? The length is 6 more than the width. And then if you did the perimeter, it would add up to 32. Myra was given the following problem. The Owens family has saved up $50,000 for a down payment on a house. They're going to use this money as the 10% down payment on their down payment their lender is requiring them to make to purchase the house. What is the price of the house that the Owens family is buying? Okay, so a $50,000 down payment is 10% of the house. Okay. When Myra solved this problem, she decided to take 10% of 50,000 and she got an answer of 5,000. She knows that this number is too low to be the price of the house. Explain to Myra, in your own words, how to solve the problem correctly. You may set up the equation any way you like in your explanation, but you must include the variable x that represents the total price of the house in the equation. So this $50,000 is 10% of the house. Okay. So 10% of the house's worth. So we're going to say x represents the total price. So 10% of the total price is $50,000. So this 10% of the house's worth is a $50,000 down payment. Now what I would do is change the percentage to a decimal by moving it over twice. So that would be 0.10 times x, so 0.10x equals 50,000. Then to solve for x, you divide both sides by 0.10. That gives you that x, the value of the house, is 500,000. Okay. So that's how you would set it up. And then so we would say that instead of doing 50,000 times 10%, it's actually 50,000 divided by the 10% in order to get the value of the house. So I want you to explain that down below. And that's it. Pretty easy. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Hopefully you're able to get through it. If you have any questions, you could always email me. My email is ttrigg@ofy.org. All right. Well, take care and good luck on the tests. See you next time.